Good morning, guys. Happy Easter and everything else. And, we have an Easter collab, and this one is with my usual friends, the ones that usually post at the bottom of my videos. I figured we'd do a choo-choo train collab where it would be Isabel with the Colors of Beauty, and then you have Min Pam, who has her channel, who does her own thing with wigs and hauls, and then Isabel does hers with makeup, and she does giveaways and stuff like that. And then, of course, you have Nuna the Hair Diva, who does nails and empty videos. And then, of course, you have Leanne's Wax Creation, Leanne, and then you have Crystal Lee. They both do hauls, and they both do makeup, and they're like the cheerleaders of everybody, and they're so supportive and everything, and everybody is so supportive. And this time I decided to do the collab for Easter. And we're calling this collab Bunny Hop. And the reason we're calling it Bunny Hop is because usually around this time of year with Easter, you have the Easter eggs, and they're all colorful, and they're pastels and everything. So I decided to do a collab. Now, I decided to pull my Ulta that I had gotten for Christmas, that I got myself for Christmas, because it has more pastels in it than any of the palettes. I didn't want bright colors. I wanted pastel, like summery kind of Eastery colors in the pink and purple and yellow, which I have, and it's got the blues in it, and it's got all these gorgeous, gorgeous colors in it. And I wanted to choose this palette basically because of that. Now, as you can see, I've already got my hair up and back because I don't need hair in the face as I'm doing this, especially because I'm probably not sure if I'm going to use foundation after I do it or not. I haven't really decided. I haven't decided much. So, yeah. So we're going to do the tutorial, and let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the e.l.f. glitter primer, and this seems to be my staple for everything. I use this, and then I use a base. Now, the only base that I've been using is the Color Tattoos. So I'm going to show you how to apply the e.l.f. glitter primer, and as you can see, and I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but after a while, they actually start to crack and break at the seam here, so I ended up taping it, which is not a big deal, but, First thing you want to do is you want to make sure your fingers and hands are clean, and you want to make sure that you already washed your face and everything is set and ready to go, so you can get ready to prime. I would suggest do not put your foundation on, because a lot of these that I actually have been using have quite a bit of fallout, and I really don't want to deal with, concealer and adding more stuff to my face that I really don't have to. And it makes cleanup so much easier. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you don't have any foundation or anything else on your face so you can easily wash off any fallout that you get. So what I did was I took the e.l.f. glitter primer, and I squeezed out some at the top, and then I took it with my clean fingers, and I rubbed two fingers together. This way I can do both eyes at the same time, because you guys know I never do one eye and then show you, and then go and do another and show you, and yeah, I never have one done. I always do it on camera with you guys, so yeah. We're not too fancy when we do our makeup, when we do stuff like that, because it's just, too much trouble to do one eye and then try and replicate it on the other eye, because I don't know about you guys, but it never comes out right. So I'm reaching to the side here, so I'm grabbing my tape, and this is what you do. You take, a piece of tape, well, not that big, oh my goodness, my eyes aren't that big, and you put it on the back of your hand, okay? And there's a reason that you'll see most makeup artists that are doing their own makeup do this. I mean, it's easier to do makeup on somebody else than it is on you. And there is a reason for this. If you put the tape on your eyes, okay, before you do this, basically it pulls your skin. And, I'm not in the mood to be dealing with trying to get it off without ripping my face off. So what you do is you just put it on the back of your hand, and you make sure it's still sticky, but it's not as sticky, so it doesn't kill you when you go to take it off. And then what you do is you put it at the end, and I'm going to move in a bit closer so you guys can see this. So what you want to do is you want to get it as close to the end of your eye as possible without poking you in the eye, and then you just press it down. Okay? That's that simple. Okay? And then you'll be able to see this little reflection every once in a while when I move my face when we go do the tutorial. Now the other side, you want to do the same thing. You want to just make sure that you get it at the same particular spot. I don't always get it at the same particular spot, and then I have to readjust it later. So try, like I said, try to get it at the same spot. That time I actually got it at the same spot, which is kind of weird. The second time, usually it takes me 2 or 3 times to get them even. The only thing this does is stop me from going beyond that so I don't look like a raccoon or anything else. I mean, whichever you'd like to do is up to you. So I chose the colors, the pink, purple, and yellow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a purple dark, a pink light, and then we're going to take a yellow in the corner. Now the yellow could be any range between fluorescent yellow, light yellow, gold, anything like that that's bright, poppy that you would use for, you know, color of your Easter eggs and stuff like that. So with that said, I'm going to show you the brushes that I'm using. Now the brushes I'm using are, believe it or not, I'm thinking these are Soho. And I don't know who these are by, but these two were given to me by Nuna the Hair Diva. And of course, I'm also using Flower, which is the LC1 of Flower, and it looks like that. And I've used that just for the inner tear duct, which is where I'm going to place the yellow. And then, of course, I have another blending brush from Emax Designs, along with their wonderful pointed brush, which I use to apply the color. Sometimes it makes it easier to go from the end in, and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the day. So those are the ones that I'm going to be using. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be using a base, because every time I use a base, I have issues with the base color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, oops, my throat is so dry, guys. I don't know what it is. The seasons are changing, and it's so bad. And I can't remember the company that I got this water bottle from, but this water bottle is actually metal. And it was a product review. I don't know if you guys will see it, but it does come with a brush to clean the stem and everything. And this thing is insulated for cold, but not for hot. But it's really, really good. And I keep it beside my bed and everything just so I have it. But lately, with it raining and everything, I've been so thirsty. So I'm going to show you guys the Ulta palette that we're going to be using, if I can get it to cooperate, because I don't want to blind you guys with this mirror. Now, Ulta had their Christmas, and this is the full palette. This is the collection of 154 eyeshadows. It also comes with 3 cosmetic applicators, which of course I threw away, because you guys know I have no time for that. I have my makeup brushes. I have no time for applicators. Actually, I didn't really throw them away. I threw them to the side. So, you know, I'm doing makeup on somebody else. I'll have disposables because I'm not using brushes on somebody else. But, yeah. It also comes with a mirror at the top, which you can't see what I have covered, so you don't get blind. But the first color we're going to use is we're going to use a purple. Now, with the purple, it doesn't matter what kind of purple. You can use a lavender. You can use dark purple. Since I am using it for here and into the crease, I'm going to be using a darker purple. You can choose any purple that you want. And basically, I'm going to go into the color. And you can tap this out if you want or not. These are just super, super powdery. You're going to want to. Otherwise, you're going to have a complete, huge mess. And I'm going to get as far up to the camera as I possibly can while I'm doing this, so you guys can check this out as I'm doing this. I am just going to continue and apply color as I go. And I'm just going to add it. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if I touch it there, you can see a little bit of fallout from these. And that's another reason for the tape and the tapping, because it does leave fallout. And I really didn't want to be cleaning up a huge, huge mess today. Especially, you know, when I'm getting the chance to sit there and do this collab. I didn't want to be dealing with a whole bunch of mess at the same time. So I just keep going back to build the color, and I'm building it rather dark at the edge. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but this eye likes to be stubborn, and it doesn't like to deposit color at the same, you know, place as this one. So sometimes you just have to, you know, deal with it. I'm also doing a bring down. So what you want to do is, I'm going to show you guys this real simple. Now that I have the line there, what you want to do is you want to start at the top of it and go inward slowly until you get to about here. Okay, you'll see it comes in and then it goes there, and you want to continue to shape that so it looks like it's actually sitting there like that, and it's actually a straight bend. You don't want any little extra there. You can always blend it out later. Okay, so if you do have any extra, you know, around it that doesn't look even, you can blend it later. And you want to do the same thing to the other side. And now my eyes are never even, so I'll probably end up going back in and fixing it a little bit later if I choose to. Sometimes I don't. I just don't care sometimes. Like this one likes to deposit color further up my eye than it's supposed to. It's also how you hold the brush, but you can clean that up later. I mean, with the e.l.f. primer, I put it up high enough to where I can go back in with my finger if I need to and clean it up. It is not a huge deal. But I do want them even as possible, and I don't want to look like a Smurf in the process. No, I have no problems with Smurfs. I just don't want to look like one today. I want to look like a pretty Easter egg. So, with that said, I'm going to continue on fixing this so they match. And of course, I have extra skin, and I don't know if anybody else does, to where it does make it a bit difficult to do this. I have seen, you know, people who have done their shadows just breeze right through it. And I'm sorry, but some people can't do that. So I'm here for you guys that really can't do that, and you do need the step-by-step. So you continue on doing that until you bring it down, and you want it towards the tear duct here, but not too far, because you remember you're going to be depositing in here the actual color of yellow, so you don't want anything to interfere with that, any of the purple or anything else. And that's about what that looks like. Ooh. Stuff's gonna fall. That's what that looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay. Then what you want to do is, of course, I've got at the side here, I always have a towel, as you guys know, because I do clean off my brushes as I go. I wanted to choose another color, and the next color would be a pink. Now, you could choose any pink you want with this. Usually brighter is better, but you don't want too bright because you are going outside. So you don't want somebody to go, what in the world are you doing? There are a couple of those colors in here, which you can use. I mean, this is a pink, which you can use. That's a powdery pink, so it really, really, you know, is almost a white on screen. And it won't be too harsh on people. Then there's a darker color, pink, and then, you know, you can go into more of the mauves if you wanted to. But I'm going to take that color right there, which looks white on my camera, because apparently my camera is colorblind. And I'm going to sit that in the center. And I'm just going to tap that into the center of my eye. And what it's going to do, it's going to start opening my eye. Now you can do this backwards and deposit your pink first and then put the purple around it. I mean, it's just up to you on what your preference is on the pink and purple. Some people find it easier to deposit the pink because then you can go around it with the purple and not have to deal with any of, you know, color transfer or stuff like that, because dark to light is not as, light to dark is harder, they say, to do than the dark over light, which I understand that 100%. I'm used to doing it this way, and I'm used to blending it out and making it look nice and everything else, and I'm just used to it. Now this color is going to give me a particularly nice neutrally pink, so it's going to sit there and make like I have no color on there. And of course, it's going to sit there and it's just going to brighten up my eye. And that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want anything too dark there or too flashy there. So I'm just going to keep building up the color and building up the color and building up the color. And that's all you basically want to do, is sit there, and if you want it darker, build up your color. And you can build it up, 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 build it up. And it won't really matter much as far as color-wise. It'll just sit there, and it really just sits there and gives it a pink illusion. It doesn't really give me a full color. I don't understand why, except for I did not put, and if you guys have that problem too, you can always put a base under it. I didn't choose a base this time. Usually I do. And with these Ulta pigments, I would suggest, if you were using anything Ulta, that you do put a base underneath. Otherwise, it's just going to come out really, really lightly. A lot of these pigments are not the same, so it will take a bit. And then I just go back in. Once I'm done with that, we will blend later. I will take a goldy, you know, yellowishy goldy color, and I'm trying to find the best one here. I'm going to switch brushes now to the one that Nunu the Hair Diva gave me, and that's the flower, and that's the LC1, and that's what that looks like. And I'm going to go into the brightest yellow that I have, and it looks like, believe it or not, the one underneath it is almost a cadmium yellow. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to sit that right at the tear duct. And I'm going to make that as bright as I can to open my eye up. Now, you can do this in a different way if you'd like. I mean, you can mix and match different colors. You can use a blue in there if you want. You can use a different color pink. You can use a different color purple. You can bring your shadow all the way up, like I did on this side by accident, which I can clean up later. That's why they make makeup remover. But you can do just about anything. And I just wanted that popping color right there, so it just makes my eyes brighter, because it seems that the pink that's on here and the purple just seem to dull my eyes out today. I don't know if it's the lighting in here or what have you, but you can also add in, and if you wanted to shade it in, you can shade in a darker pink in there. I mean, pinks and purples for Easter is basically amazing. You can even do a green in there if you wanted a forest green in there. That would be awesome. Now, thing I like to do is I like to clean up my messes first before I go ahead and blend this out. So I'm taking my Neutrogena makeup remover, and this is a liquid, and I don't know if you've seen it, but Nunu the Hair Diva actually has a video. You might want to check out her channel. She has a video on how to make your own makeup remover wipes with this, which was actually amazing. This happens to be my favorite product. This is the one that you saw do a blooper on the last one when we did a collab. Now, of course, I don't take my tape off in the beginning when I'm doing this, because sometimes it has too much makeup on it to actually take it off. So what you want to do is you want to go on your tape first, okay, and then underneath your eye, because I don't want any deposits of color under there. And then go ahead and take off your tape. Just in case, you know, there was any residue on there, because you don't want it sitting underneath that tape or on that tape when you go to take it off so you transfer it anyplace else on your face. That would not be really good. Now, I have this bad habit of getting my shadows on my lashes, and I don't know if you guys have gotten this, and I'm going to teach you guys this really cool trick. Now, there's two tricks you can use for this. You can use this one, or you can use the mascara one, which is brushing on it and then up. Me, I like this trick, and all you do is you take, you know, whatever makeup remover that you were using. I just threw them out because I'd like to use a fresh one for my lashes. Whatever puff you were using for your makeup remover just a second ago, and you make sure that it's completely wet, and you take it and you carefully dab your lashes with it. And of course, you're going to have to wait for this to dry if you're putting on a mascara. And I wouldn't suggest using the Dollar Tree wonderful little balls that I use, these puff balls things, because apparently they deposit the fuzzy on your lashes, and it drives me insane. But I'll be taking them off in a bit. But that's all you want to do. You don't want to touch the actual shadow itself. You just want to dab it on your lashes just to get it, you know, just to get it off and even. Then, basically, you're done unless you're putting on mascara or, you know, your fake lashes. Me, I'd like to go back in and just make sure that my purple is blended out so I don't look like Who Did It and Ran. And I always hold here because of where that line is. So when I go back and forth, I'm actually sitting in my crease. Now, if you do this and your eyes get a little bit oily, which they do, if you, for some reason, they get a little bit slick from using the Neutrogena, you can go ahead and wash that area first before you do this. But I suggest to keep some of that there because you never know. And I'm just going back and forth with the brush that Nunu gave me, back and forth, just to, you know, make it a little bit more, you know, soft and not completely harsh. Get rid of the lines that are there between that and the pink that I had put down. And you just want to go back and forth. And you can run in circles if you want to make it, you know, lighter. Now, this side always comes out lighter than this, so you will have to work on your sides. And, you know, don't get frustrated. You can deposit more color. You can take more color away. It's not like it's a total disaster if it happens. I mean, I've gotten these two sides today, for some reason, actually almost completely perfect. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try lifting the camera a bit and let you guys see this. But that is exactly how the actual purple is supposed to look on your eye. And as you can see, it looks like I have no color right here. I actually do, but I've also had chicken pox when I was younger and have a scar there. So, yeah. This is exactly what your eye will look like. Okay, you can use a darker pink if you want. Mine, it just shows up as white. And then you have the color pop of the yellow right there at your tear duct. Now you could put a darker and smoke out the dark purple underneath, or you could put the yellow under there to make your eyes stand out and become bold. I mean, that is up to you on what you would like to do. But this is what I do, guys, and I have to say, you know, I have no problems with it. None whatsoever. But I figured I'd let you guys check out this tutorial. I am not putting on mascara. You guys know how to put on mascara by now, and I don't even think I'm wearing it. It is Easter, and yeah, it is the 24th, and I don't know if I'm going to sit here and do, you know, sit at home, or am I going to the library if it's open or not. But I figured I'd show you guys this and let you guys check this out And that's what it looks like again. And as you can see, the lines are really, really crisp. If you messed up here a little bit, which I did, you can always blend it out at the side to make it look like it's not, or add more color there if you'd like. You know, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but that can be fixed. That happens a lot to me. My eyes aren't perfectly even, so yeah. But that is what that looks like. And I will see you guys in the next video. So, guys, be good to each other. Stay safe. Enjoy your makeup. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Happy Easter.